Hi guys. Last, I think it was Thursday. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. I done a 9/11 poem with my daughter Michaela, and I received a comment um, at the end of it stating that they couldn't hear me speaking properly. My voice was too soft, and the um, the music was a bit too high in the background. I agree with that person. My voice was way too soft, but I was actually very tearful that time because it was leading up to the 10th anniversary, and as I said, my friends were on that plane. Ruth and Juliana McCourt. They were in the second plane that hit the World Trade Center. I haven't got Michaela with me this time. It was a bit too much for her the last time. It was a pretty big ordeal for her. She does take it badly. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to say the same poem, but I'm going to have very, 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 very soft music in the background, and I'm going to try and heighten up my voice a little bit so you can hear and understand the words. If it's a case that it comes across the exact same way as the other one did, I'm going to put the the words down underneath, so you can just look at it down there on the show more button, and it'll come up there, and you can just read along with it, and you can hear the music in the background, or whichever you want to do. Alright, so I'm going to try this and see if we can do it without crying. As I said, it's as raw now as it was back then, and it's just very, very hard to cope every year. But each year gets just a little bit easier. But let's just see if we can. Oh, don't tell me it won't come up. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's start this music first to see if we can do this. Sorry, the music in the background is Ave Maria. I'm not quite sure now who's actually singing it, but like I said, if any of you know, please let me know. Here we go. Do you remember? Do you know? Can you recall that fateful blow? Have you the time? Have you the will? And have you the thought to remember them still? Do you light a candle and pray for those who mourn? Or even think about the mothers and the babies not yet born? Do you stop at a church and bow your head in prayer to think about the families and the burdens that they have to bear? Do you reflect on your own life and how things need to be? Or do you simply close your eyes and pretend you cannot see? When confronted with a task, do you get up and walk away? Or do you face the difficulties that tend to come your way? Do you remember? Do you know? Can you recall that fateful blow? Have you the time? Have you the will? And have you the thought to remember them still? Do you remember that day, that fateful attack? Do you remember those lives lost, those we cannot bring back? Do you remember the noise, the dust, the screams of terror? I wish I could take all this back, but I can't. Not ever. Children, women, men young and old, it's a terrorist attack. This is what we're told. To shatter lives so innocent, to divide a nation. What example are we setting for our next generation. Do you remember? Do you know? Can you recall that fateful blow? Sorry. Once proud towers, standing straight and tall, never did we think that we would ever see them fall. Now years on, still in empty space, never ever can those proud towers ever be replaced. The Pentagon, oh no, right near the President's quarters, that also received a blow. What were these men thinking? What was on their mind? Why so much killing? It's love they have to find. Do you remember? Do you know? Can you recall that fateful blow? Oh no, oh God no, not Flight 93. Another hijacked plane? Another screaming plea. To hit the White House was their intent, but the passengers and crew, with bravery, put them off their scent. It landed in a field, though all lives were lost. They stopped them from hitting their target, but this was at a scary cost. There were brave heroes that day, and we will never forget. A golden place in heaven, that is where they're sat. It's time for us to change, and it's time for us to make a stand for what we believe in and help our failing land. Do you know? Can you remember? Do you know? Can you recall that fateful blow? This is in memory of all those people who lost their lives in September 2001. And I just need to say that Ruth and Juliana, I miss you so much, and I love you even more. There's not a year that goes by, a day, a second that goes by without me and my family missing you. I love you. Thank you so much for listening to this. This means so much to me, and I hope that I can make other poems not as sad as this, but I'll make some more poems and hope that you like them. I don't know whether to say please comment on this or not, because this is basically just my little way of saying, you know, thank you for Ruth and Juliana's life here on earth. So there's my way of kind of remembering that day in September 2001. Not a nice way to remember, you know, scary. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here, and you can rate, comment, or whatever, and I'll hopefully talk to you later. Just before I do go off, there's been a lot of things said about 9/11 that I don't like. There's been some bad comments. You know who you are. Please don't bad comment it. It's not something that needs bad comments or good comments. It's a disaster that happened 10 years ago, and it should not be an argument that should be either positive or negative. Being honest, it should be dealt with in a respectful manner. Please do note that there are families of these victims of 9/11 that are looking at these. How would you feel if a person commented badly on 9/11 and you had a person that died in that attack, how would you feel to know that these people are badly commenting and, bad mouthing all this? Think about it. As I said, you know who you are. Thank you.